Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Paper Crafts Bay Lane. If my voice sounds funky, you should hear Cindy's. Hers is really bad. We had so much fun this weekend. We both have kind of those voices that goes, you've been yelling just way too much. So I wanted to take just 1 second and show you that this is the DSP I'm going to be using today, and I totally love it. If you notice, just by the flicker of the light, I can get the shiny pieces to shine. If you just look at it, you'll see how the light just makes it shine, and it's beautiful. And I thought, well, I kind of like that, but you know me, I'm a big girl for the felts, and I just couldn't get the felt color to come up. So let's make a card where we can make our felt color come into full focus. So I'm going to make this quick and easy card because it's a quick and easy Monday. Cindy's always telling us that. And so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my felt, and I have covered the felt vellum to the size that I needed, which would be 4 by 5 1/4. And now I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to take my brush, and you can see a light touch, and all of a sudden those beautiful snowflakes are changing colors on me. Now I didn't want all of them to be the same colors because around North Carolina our snowflakes are different. Every snowflake is a little bit different. So, okay, I know it's the same way everywhere, but what the heck? I wanted you to see just how beautiful these snowflakes could be. Now, I also want you to notice how easy I am doing this. There is no pressure being put on my brushes at all. I am literally just putting a little bit of pressure on it, just enough that it will pull it off of my brush. And I like that because I'm kind of tired this morning, don't have a whole lot of energy. And my poor girl Cindy, I'm honestly telling you, she cannot talk this morning. So I get to do some stuff around her as well. Remember, I tell you all the time that I use my brushes in several different colors. Like if I'm using blue, I have a brush that's blue. If I'm using red, I have a brush that's all of my red tones. Now, I don't change that based on, one, if it's granny apple green or garden green, either one of those is going to be using the same green brush. So I just kind of put it down based on the colors. So here we go. We've got these all pretty and done. And I want to show you one more thing too. If you notice, I actually have the red, or the real red, where it looks like it's just kind of stuck on the page, and it kind of goes around the snowflake. Well, that is easy enough to fix. You can do it with a paper towel, but I like to do it with a little bit of a rag. And I just take my rag and I brush in between it. Actually, it does better with my finger. Don't tell nobody I'm over here getting ink on my fingers. And all I'm doing is just rubbing over it. And it's making the ink that's on the paper come off a little bit. And that's really all I was looking for. It's just for it to come off a little bit. And I really already have fallen in love with the way that this looks. So now I'm sitting here going, okay, so now what do I want to do with it? So I pulled out several different colors and I laid it on top of those colors, but I never found one that I liked as much as I do putting it back on red. So let me show you what I mean. So this is a card that is Cherry Cobbler. I'm having some trouble reaching my stuff today. All right. So I thought, well, I might put it on Cherry Cobbler. But you can see it kind of dulls down my, where I've done all of my coloring. And so I decided I didn't like that. But I really do like the way it looks on my vellum when I put it on white. Now, I also wanted to add a sentiment to this. And because I'm usually mostly DSP today, I don't really have a stamp set with a sentiment on it I wanted to use. So I decided to go back to my Christmas barn because it had that sentiment on it that I just fell in love with. The one that says, may joy fill your heart this season. And so I have cut me out a die cut, and I did my die cut out of the designer tags. Now, I really like that tag too because it gives me an option to add a tag in a tag, and I like that. So if you take a look, I have, it's not necessarily Christmas because there's flowers and butterflies in it, but I wanted to have an opportunity to use this tag and this tag together. And what I'm doing is I am creating a little bit of a background without actually having a background, okay? So here we go. We're going to take and put my ribbon on now. And I did decide that since I was using Starry Sky, that I would use the Starry Sky as my background piece. And I'm using the Starry Sky metallic ribbon. We're going to put all of these together. And somebody asked if my ink set, yes, my ink set is Starry Skies also. And we're going to run this one in behind it. Now remember, this ribbon is designed to be spreaded out. So I'll show you how you can spread it out as well. I also want to remind you that Stampin' Up! Has brought out several new die sets. Now these die sets go to stamp sets that we already have in our catalog. So as soon as I get this through here, I'll start showing you a few of those so that you can see that stamp set too. Boy, I have just pulled that ribbon all out of whack. Let's try it this way. Pull it together. You know how you do. You wet your fingers just a little bit, and it pulls right through. There you go. See? Just have to hold your mouth right. Well, I want to thank all of you that are visiting today for stopping in and seeing what we're doing. If you're watching this on replay, be sure to back in and put on there that you're watching it on replay. And if you are watching it live, just drop in and drop a comment or two so that we'll know you're here. Really had a great time this weekend at our retreat. There we go. All right. So now what I'm going to do is, because I'm working with vellum and I'm also working with the felt, I want to put this card down in a little bit of a different fashion. You'll see what I mean. If you go and you put the glue down in an area where there's not anything on the other side, it has a tendency to leak through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a tiny bit of adhesive exactly where I have a piece of adhesive. I have a piece on the other side, and I'll just take and put this down just like this. And now I know that it's going to stay down. Then I'm going to come back and put down my blue piece, or my Starry Sky piece. I'll put this down right there. But I wanted to use glue dots to keep my ribbon from being mischievous, let's say. All right, so let's get this put down. And I'm going to put it down just like that. And remember, I told you that this ribbon would spread. So I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to snip it off. And then I'm going to show you how to spread this ribbon so that it will be a little bigger than what it is now without being an issue. So there we go. There we go. See how I just spreaded it out just a little bit, just to give it a little bit more thickness. I love these ribbons that spread out because they give me the option of deciding what size I want my ribbon to be. So there you go. That's got my ribbon together. I'm going to drop just a tiny bit more glue on the back of this, and then I will put that down on my card. Cindy's over here just crafting away, and in the midst of crafting, she's just kind of throwing things at me. She can't talk, so she throws things at me, so I listen to her. Okay, so now we have this rule around our house that says no naked cards, but I want to do something different on the inside of this card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a piece of the starry sky, and I'm going to make it 4 by 5 1/4. And that way that starry sky will be kind of like a mat on the inside of my card. I said he's still going to town over here, boy. She's kicking it to me. All right, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a piece of my my basic white, and I'm going to cut my basic white at 5 by 3 1/4. Now, basically, what I'm doing is I'm reducing the side of my card each time by 1/4 of a piece. Now, well, he done come off again. That's all right. Probably trying to stick it development. That never works. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my brush, and remember I used the Starry Sky ink on this brush, so it's still got a little bit of that ink on it, but I'm going to put just a tiny bit more on it, and I'm going to rub it off on my table. But what I want to do is I want to just take and rub a little bit of this ink. I really am not looking for a whole lot of color. Basically, what I'm looking for is more edging. But I didn't want it to be a strong edging. I wanted it to be something light. And you will see this edging so much more when I take it off of my table and put it on my card. Because my card is white, so it'll just make it pop. You'll see. So let me make a mention to you that if you haven't gotten your dies to go with the stamp sets that you've already bought, you may want to drop on and do it, because some of them are just super cute. Those little pigs were cute all by themselves, but now that they've got a wagon to ride around in, they're even more cute. I didn't want to close that. So let me open that back up. Here we go. And I'm going to do a stamp on the inside that says, Merry Christmas to you and yours. There we go. And now I'm going to put it on the inside of this card. But you see how it gives it a little bit more character than what it would have if I just had a white card laid up there. And I like having that little bit of character on the inside of my cards. Ta-da! Perfect. All right, and then I'm going to put it on the inside of my card here. So you see how it makes the inside of my card really pretty, adds to the heaviness and the thickness of the card, making it feel like it's a little bit more of an extravagant card. I like it when a card feels a little bit thick with layers. And there you go, ladies. That's our quick and easy card today, and it's done mostly with designer series paper. Now, I did do another one. I did one showing you a different set of colors. And this one, I used the Tahitian Tide and the Gorgeous Grape. So that's the two colors that I used on this one. And I did the exact same thing on the inside of the card. But as you can see, that Gorgeous Grape makes it just a little bit lighter. And so you can see that it's there, but it's not a really strong color. So there you go, ladies. So happy that you've had the opportunity to come in and join us. Don't forget to drop over and take a look at our stamp sets that's coming with new dies. They are Trim the Tree, the waterfall. And there's my cute little piggies. Look at those dies. Are they just not the cutest thing? And of course, the apple harvest. You remember how much fun we had with the apple harvest. So be sure to drop in and take a look at each one of these dies individually at Paper Crafts by Elaine. Backspace shop. Paper Crafts by Elaine, backspace shop. Hope you've enjoyed these cards. We look forward to seeing you on Friday. Have a great day. Bye.